Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome to Crypto Hash Review, where we educate and disseminate information about Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies from a Muslim perspective. And the first discussion we're going to have in our series dealing with the what of Bitcoin, we're going to talk about the verifiability of money. Now, money, historically speaking, has to have the feature whereby it is verifiable, where I can verify the value of what's in my hand or in my possession or in my ownership. Now, if I was to owe you money, the first type of money we've mentioned is debt. If I was to say you owe me, I just built a wall for you and now you owe me something, and you gave me a piece of paper, and said, look, I bear witness that I owe this person a day's worth of work, a few chickens, or whatever is worth of gold. I wrote it down, this is what I owe him. This piece of paper now actually has value. However, its value is based on a promise. If I'm a known liar, it's almost worthless because that promise is likely to be broken. Whereas if I am Sadiq al-Amin, if I'm truthful and reliable, then it's as good as gold because my word is my bond. So a debt on its own, you could say its verifiability is down to the individuals involved. Maybe the person who wrote it will die. Is there anything on this piece of paper or on this debt to verify that I would get it, that it's even there? Maybe he would deny that he even had it. Maybe his children would deny you have that debt. So the verifiability of a debt is okay. I would give it from a scale of 1 to 5. I would give it maybe a 2 leaning towards a 3. But as an everyday use of money, it's not very good because anyone can just deny that they even owe you anything. And that breaks down the whole system of having a debt. Then we have things like items and commodities. And this is where you could say the first, as we discussed in the history of money, this is the first beginnings of money. Things that we can hold in our hands and hold ransom to what is owed to me. I can say, look, as long as I have it in my hand, this is what I'm owed because I know others will take it off me for that value or for that thing. So in terms of verifiability, its verifiability is down to the, you could say, the value attached to the item. Now, if you were to give it a scale from 1 to 10, what would it be? I would say I would give it maybe a 3 to a 4. And the reason for that is counterfeiting. It's possible that I would give you an item that you think is worth a lot. Like maybe I might give you a Rolex watch or something like that. And you think, yeah, hold this money, hold this, I owe you this, and hold this as a promise of payment. Maybe that turns out that watch is not worth what you think it is. Maybe that thing will become, you get the gist. So its verifiability is, again, stronger than the debt because the debt can easily be rejected by a statement. If I have something, as long as I have it, I can verify that it is in my possession and that I can most likely claim back what I am owed. So it's, I would say 3 to a 4 in terms of its verifiability. The only other thing that would reduce its scale or its score, I should say, is because it's possible that what you might think is worth a lot is actually worth less. So it is very, very subjective, based on individuals' perspective and needs. The next one would be gold. Gold, could I verify gold? And for gold is very good because we have international, historical understanding and agreement of what gold is, how much relatively it is in terms of value and what people would pay for it. And in terms of verifiability, I can, on a mechanical, chemical level, verify that this bar of gold is actually gold. The process is tedious and long, flattening out the gold, drilling holes into it, making sure it's not got lead inside it, using electricity to verify that the purity level of the gold. So it can be verifiable, but it's a long process, generally speaking. And it's very easy to be fooled with fool's gold. So I would put verifiability of gold maybe at a 4 because it's less likely to be fooled by gold if you're not looking for. It's quite difficult to fool a lot of people, but it can be done. Counterfeiting, that can be done. But it's higher than a commodity or item because the unit value of gold is more uniform and more well known and understood than individual things like shells, for example, and other forms of money that was used in the past. Fiat money, the verifiability of fiat money is relatively weak actually, because it's just a piece of paper. Counterfeiting is actually very easy. Not easy for me and you maybe, but for those who are invested to actually put money into it and counterfeit lots of money, it's actually relatively easy. It's more easy on other currencies than others, some currencies than others, but it's kind of easy to do. It's kind of easy to do, relatively speaking. Now, like I said, especially with now in the UK, we have money which is made this kind of plastic thing. But even as soon as the new £10 notes came out, there was videos going around showing how they've already made counterfeit versions of them. And they showed that how you can tell the difference between the real version and the counterfeit version. So verifiability, it is highly verifiable, but counterfeiting is still a big thing. Probably more so than gold, I would say. But it's something that it does exist. So I'll probably give it a 3.5 to a 4, maybe leave it as a 4. I don't know, but I would say it's less than gold, but better than commodities. And finally, we have Bitcoin. Now, how does Bitcoin compare in verifiability to the others? Let's have a look. Bitcoin, every single Bitcoin has a history recorded on every single node, every single half is on planet Earth, as to the path this Bitcoin took, up to when it was first issued by the miner. It is actually impossible to counterfeit a Bitcoin. If you have a reputable wallet installed in your phone, on your computer, and someone sends you Bitcoin, if it's confirmed by the network you actually have it, there is nothing more to do. It's verified by the network. And if you're in doubt about what the network is telling you, you yourself can actually download the whole blockchain onto your own computer and have your own node, be a node yourself, be a half of yourself, and you can verify transactions on your own. So the verifiability of Bitcoin is definitely a 5. And it's not me saying this due to bias, it's actually mathematics. It's impossible to counterfeit a Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is not something that is you do and make like a cup. It is something that is achieved through mining, and only if your block that you mined is accepted by everyone on planet Earth, it won't be, it can never happen. I can make a block, I can say I issue to myself 6 or 12 Bitcoin, but if no one agrees with me, then it just won't happen. So Bitcoin is highly verifiable. It is immune to counterfeiting. You actually can't counterfeit Bitcoin. The only way you can really counterfeit Bitcoin is if someone says to you, look, here's a Bitcoin, and gives you a coin of Bitcoin and says, there you go. And you are unaware that Bitcoin is not a physical coin. It sounds silly, but during 2017 bull run, there were news reports in America where there were some people actually selling physical Bitcoins. And actually just a few months ago, we saw on eBay, they were selling a physical Bitcoin, advertising 50% discount. I think it was something like $6,000 when it was $12,000 at the time. And it was actually physically a printed or coin of Bitcoin. So you do have people selling counterfeit Bitcoin, but it's not Bitcoin network. If you have Bitcoin in your wallet as it's supposed to be, that can't be counterfeited. We hope you find this video useful. We'll be covering in later videos the remaining attributes of money, comparing the different features of the different types of money. Like the video, subscribe. If you want to give us a shout, you can find our details, our contact details on our website. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.